TSA Offseason Powerlifting Program, Week 16, Intensification Squats. So I just wanted to include a little bit of warm-up footage here and I guess talk about my mental when doing warm-ups. I do some basic drills. I use a hip circle from how much you bench, and I walk the sled across the turf back and forth. Do a couple of various stretches. Sometimes if I need it, I'll use bands and get into some sticky areas. But for the most part, I felt pretty good today. It was roughly about 80-90 degrees outside today. It started to heat up in the gym. It was really early, so nobody was here yet. So it wasn't too hot. And really just focusing on my mechanics, bar positioning, bar path, and by bar path, I guess that's a little bit confusing to say like how you would concentrate on that. And one thing I've noticed is, I mentioned in a previous video, if you start your squat off and you got like the weight is on the balls of your feet rather than the midfoot or the heels, your squat's going to tend to go forward, and then when you go to power out of it, it tends to cause your ass, or at least my ass, to shoot out like really bad. So for the most part, when I settle, and by settle I normally mean making sure my hips aren't shifting from side to side, and I feel stable. I take my breath, which you really can't see my face doing, but I'm sucking in as much air as possible. And I guess I'll clarify as well. You'll see that it's 7x1, even though the thing said I was supposed to do 6x1. One set didn't film, so I was feeling good and wanted to take the weight for a ride for another rep anyway. So that's what I did. So here's a rear view of the setup, and because I've switched back to a regular bar instead of the Texas squat bar, I've had to spend my day adjusting to the smaller width of the bar, and basically walking out in more of a straight path rather than being able to take like one big wide step back and then take the other foot, put it back in place, and then start my lift as intended. So that was kind of throwing me off. So I really had to take care in unracking the bar and then walking it back out to begin my rep. So that was an example basically of waiting for my hips to settle before I went for the rep, the attempt. And here will be a better view of how I look on the side, making sure that the weight is pretty much over the middle of my foot. I wasn't really too happy with the speed on any of these lifts. I thought they were all fairly slow. They could have been faster, but that'll come with time. The same view as the last rep. So feet are in place, weights over the balls of my feet. Taking in my air, making sure I don't cause the bar to move in another upward or downward fashion. I heard somebody got red lit for that this weekend at the powerlifting meet. What I don't get is while I was going down for that rep, I just randomly decided to stop and then continue on with the rep, which was really weird, but I mean, whatever. This is what I like to call the depth camera, just in case anything looked questionable to you. It shows where my hips are in conjunction with my knees. And earlier in the week, during my deadlift day, I did some walkouts with squat, just basically to brace my central nervous system for having this kind of weight on my back. I don't want to try and pick up 415, 420, 430, whatever it is I try to go for next Sunday, and be completely just shocked by how heavy it feels or how horrible it feels. I want to be just completely ready mentally to have that weight on my back. And this actually 415 didn't feel too bad. You can see I don't even have the knee sleeves on at this point, or knee, not knee, but the wrist straps. And on my phone that I have hanging there on the cage, I have a timer running, so I can just keep track of how long the weight's on my back. You know, the last thing I want to do is mentally holding the weight and thinking about keeping everything tight, and then trying to count to 20 or 30 or however long I held it. The setup has to remain the same, and very cautious bringing the bar out initially from the hooks, so the plates don't end up slapping the side of the cage. And then just back out, have my feet where they need to be. You can see that concentrating on breathing with this weight on my back, keeping my my hips in place, making sure I'm not shaking side to side. And it wasn't too bad. I figured this would be a good place to stop, since I needed to do deadlifts right after this, and I wanted to hit them heavy today. I really want to pull 500 this week, or even more, whatever it is. But as long as I get 500, I could give a fuck all what I get over that. 500 is the goal. So I got my eyes on the prize there. I am using Versa grips today for these lifts and Olympic shoes. One thing I noticed about the Olympic shoes is when I have the sciatic issue, for some reason deadlifting in heels alleviates that for me. I guess it's because I can't get my ass as far down as I normally do in flats, so the positioning is not as uncomfortable. However, I tightened my belt one notch on the squats, and I didn't fare so well with them on the deadlifts, having it that tight. So after this particular set and having my stomach fold into itself on all of these reps, I let it out one. I did have a little bit of a YOLO for the last 2 days. I don't even know what the macros on shit I've eaten is or are. I just completely have gone off to the fourth wall these last 2 days. So today I came into the gym fasted, figured I had a pretty good refeed these last 2 days, so got plenty of energy to spare. The worst I did was sip on some coffee and have a Rice Krispie treat or something like that, just to have something, I guess, in my system, but no large quantities of food. Now these things right here are probably the most time consuming part of my workout. I fucking hate them. It doesn't matter if they're the Bulgarian or whatever the fuck they are, split squats, or just regular lunges. I don't know. Last week I did these in high tops, and my feet were sliding all over the place in the high tops. And I don't think they're meant to do lunges in them. So I figured, the Olympic shoes probably would be a better idea, since split jerks and split snatches and all that stuff, I could just practice that. But I'm not really jumping into the lunge position. I'm stepping back into it, which is, I don't know how to fire myself back up from it. Do I let my knee touch? Do I not let my knee touch? It's been an ongoing battle with this particular lift throughout my training, so that's why the weight isn't as impressive as some other people that lunge 225 pounds or even more. This is one of those lifts I could say back in high school I did significantly more, but I just cannot do that kind of weight with this, and especially after all of the other lifts that were performed beforehand. This is just not something that I can put a huge load on. This is supposed to help with imbalances, and I definitely do have an imbalance due to the fact that during the Olympic lifting I didn't alternate my feet during any kind of jerks, so it was always right foot back, left foot forward. So I am a lot more comfortable with my left foot forward and right foot back. As much as that is unbelievable, since the first 8 or 10 or however many I did look like shit. Eventually we'll get better at these, but it's not a huge deal to me if I do. I did have to take my time. I didn't want to wear my belt doing any of them, and you know, there's a lot of focus on just keeping the bar in place and making sure that everything is settled before going in for that next rep. And that pretty much wraps it up for this video, man. I thank you all for watching. Thank you for everyone new that's stopped by, and I'm just really excited for the upcoming week of Maximal Live. So again, if you'd like, go ahead and follow me at my blog, swole at blogspot.com, and you can follow me on Instagram under the same handle. Thank you. Have a good one.